Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special board meeting of the Wayne Westland Board of Education. It's 7 p.m. We're going to begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Neal, please call the roll.
Yes, Dr. Weaver. I don't know, did you say he joined us or not?
He did not.
Did not, okay, so he's not here. Ms. Hines.
Present.
Myself also present. Mr. Buckaloo.
Here.
Mrs. Medell.
I'm here.
Mrs. Walker.
Present.
And President Cox.
I am here. Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. We'll move on to 620.20 citizens comments. This is a portion of the meeting where citizens can comment on items which appear on the board's agenda. Are there any citizens that would like to address the board on agenda items? Seeing no one, we will move to the next item on the agenda, 621.20, which is budget amendments 19 and 20. Ms. Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am going to turn this over to Ms. Shanda Cleaves, our Executive Director of Finance, and she will share the final budget amendment for the 1920 school year.
Thank you. I'd like to direct your attention to page 7. It has our financial analysis for the 1920 budget. The estimated projected revenue is $104 million. Due to the aftermath of COVID-19, the state is planning to reduce our state aid revenue for 1920. This budget reflects a $700 per pupil reduction in revenue, which will cause us a loss of revenue of $7.2 million. The expenses are budgeted at $109 million, and this will leave our fund balance at $18,426,078.
We have budget amendment 1920. Do we hear a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mrs. Walker. Is there support?
Second.
Support by Mr. Buckaloo. Discussion. Seeing
I
no-
have one discussion, just quick question.
Mel.
Okay, so I talked to Jill at the graduation because I was concerned about, with the children and the math. And like, how would that be an expense to us like that if they made it mandatory where children had to wear masks? Does it affect our budget?
I don't know if everyone else is getting the same feedback I got on when Mel was talking. I couldn't understand what she was saying. Was that a question concerning this particular motion?
Well, yeah, something that has to do with the budget and additional expenses.
Well, repeat your question, Mel, because you broke up like you don't have a good internet connection.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm concerned about is if we open up school and we have to supply these children with masks, they're like $1 a mask, times all these kids, is that gonna have another negative effect on our budget on top of this?
Any additional costs would be in the 2021 budget, not for our 1920, because that's closing out for June 30th.
Okay,
So that's not this item.
Okay, but then we would have the money to fund that if we had to, those masks for the children.
Yes, and we are working with Wayne Risa right now. I think I shared with you during the graduations, we received 500 face shields to use in our Act 18 center-based programs. And Tony Spizak has been working with Wayne Risa to make sure they know what we need as far as personal protection equipment supplies going
For the
forward
children,
in the fall.
For the kids though, right?
For kids and staff, yes.
Okay, thanks.
Is there other discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please, Mr. Neal.
Mrs. Walker.
Yes.
Ms. Hines.
Yes.
Myself also yes. Mr. Buckaloo,
Yes.
Mrs. Madell,
Yes.
President Cox.
Yes.
Okay, we have 6 yay.
Next item on the agenda is 622.20, which is the proposed budget for the 2021 year. Ms. Simmons?
Okay, again, I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Cleaves.
I am requesting that the board adopt the proposed 2021 budget. For a reference, on page 23 is another financial analysis. The estimated projected revenue is 111 million. The expenditures estimated is 114 million, and this will have all our contracts fulfilled. It will leave us with a fund balance at 13.75% at $15,678,515. There will be another state revenue meeting in August. An amendment will be brought before the board in September if there should be a necessary amendment at that time to make any adjustments to the budget.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Mrs. Walker. Is there support?
Support.
Mr. Buckaloo, support. Discussion.
I have a question for Ms. Cleaves, and it's basically Ms. Hines' question. If we have expenses related to COVID-19, are we certain at this point that CARES money is available to us for the 2021 budget, or is that something that we have to wait and see on?
We are expecting to receive an allocation. The application is not due until September 30th of 2020, but we're looking at roughly 2.7 million in the allocation to assist with COVID-19 expenses.
Thank you very much.
Is there other discussion? Roll call vote, please, Mr. Neal.
Mrs. Madell,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Hines,
Yes.
myself also yes. Mr. Buckaloo,
Yes.
and President Cox.
Yes.
6 yay.
Next item on our agenda is 623.20, which is the property tax millage. Mrs. Simmons?
Again, Ms. Shanda Cleaves will respond to this.
For reference, on page 41 is the 2020 tax rate request. And on here, the proposed millage rate will be 17.8992 for 2021.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Madell, support.
Support.
Support by Mr. Buckaloo. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Mr. Buckaloo,
Yes.
Mrs. Madell,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Hines,
Yes.
myself also yes. President Cox.
And I vote yes.
6 yay.
Next item on the agenda is 624.20, which is citizens' comments on non-agenda items. Anything that you'd like to discuss with the board or present to the board? This is your time. May I see your hand if you'd like to address the board?
I'm sorry. Did we skip some stuff? The property tax millage and,
We just did the property tax millage.
okay, I thought that was the budget adoption resolution.
That was the one before that.
No,
Okay.
Okay, citizens' comments, anybody? Seeing none, we'll move forward with review and recommendations of the members of the board. Mrs. Walker,
Nothing this evening. Thank you.
Mrs. Madell,
Nothing really, thank you.
Mr. Neal,
No comment.
Mr. Buckaloo,
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Mel? Your mic-
I'd like to congratulate the class of 2020. Even though you guys had a difficult year, you all made it through. So I was proud to see each and every one of you graduate and go on to further endeavors. So congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Mel. I'd just like to say that we just saw several $1 million disappear on paper right in front of us in a couple of motions. And the Board of Education needs to maintain a solvent balance sheet throughout all the uncertainty that we're facing with financing and where money's coming from, whether the federal government are going to help the states and whether the states are going to change their formula. But until we know exacts, we have to conduct our finances in a conservative way. And that's what we're doing tonight. So many people have asked me, what are you going to do if they cut $700 or they cut $800 a pupil? Well, this is why we have a fund balance. I hate to say it, but we don't want to spend our fund balance, but this is why we maintain our fund balance. So thank you everyone for this special meeting. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Neal, support by Mr. Buckaloo. Mr. Neal, roll call vote.
Ms. Hines,
Yes.
myself also yes. Mr. Buckaloo,
Yes.
Mrs. Madell,
Yes.
Mrs. Walker,
Yes.
President Cox,